is Chef LaWanda with Chef LaWanda Studio. I'm coming to you today with another exciting recipe for you. I'm fixing chicken and dumpling stew. Now people have different ways of making chicken and dumplings. Stew, chicken and dumplings, soup, or just regular chicken and dumplings. I'm fixing the stew, which involves different types of vegetables, carrots, celery, whatnot. Chicken and dumplings is basically the chicken broth seasoned really well with the dumplings and the chicken. But here I'm going to be preparing chicken stew. Take a look at some of the ingredients that I'm going to be using. In my local grocery store, they have chicken carcass. And what this is just they've taken a whole chicken and they've taken all the necessary meats that they want off of it, and they'll serve you the bones, which is great for soups. It's just me, so I'm going to use half of one of these. I also have chicken thigh meat. I'm going to bake these because I don't want to boil them, because if you boil them, they become stringy and such. So if I bake them, once again, it's just me, so I'm only using this many. So if I bake them and then take the bone loose and just chop it up, then I have a really good chicken for my chicken soup. Along with that, I have 1 cup of celery. I have 3/4 cup of carrots, 3/4 cup of bell peppers, 3/4 cup of onions. And you do not have to use this, but I like to put okra. So this is like a 3/4 cup of just cut okra that I'm using. I'm also using my special blend, special seasonings that I'm going to be using on my baked chicken. I'm going to salt my water down, and guess what, guys? I am using white wing tortilla mix for my dumplings. So let me get back to you on this. What I'm about to do now is wash my chicken carcass, put it in a pot, my favorite pot of boiling water with salt. Season my chicken and bake it and start the process of my chicken dumpling stew. So here I'm going to get ready to do my chicken. I'm going to put half of this chicken back in the freezer because I don't need it. And this half here I'm going to wash with cold water. Wash this really good. Press this in. In cold water. Okay, I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to change this to hot water. I'm going to put salt, a little salt in here, probably about a tablespoon of salt. I'm going to fill this pot with water, hot water. Now I'm going to fill it up to the top, basically almost to the top, because I want to render all the chicken flavorings out of this as much as possible. I'm going to put this on the stove, which is already heating up. Here I'm going to go ahead and put my other chicken. I'll wash it off. Make sure you wash your chickens off. A lot of people use vinegar or lemon or whatever. I just wash mine off. I'm old school and we just wash it. There's some things I do use vinegar for, like chitlins, but I just use a good wash for my chicken. So here I'm just only going to use the special seasonings I have for this. Start turning it over here, because this is just going to be baked chicken. But it's going to get baked so good that it's going to be falling off the bones. Good. Okay, so I got that nice and seasoned. I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'm going to get back to you when I start this dumpling. process. Okay, we're starting the dumpling. Like I said once before, I'm using the white wing tortilla mix. This is real simple, guys, because you know the tortillas have just about the same amount of salt that you would use for any other dumpling recipe. So I'm going to use about almost 2 cups of this mix for my dumplings. I'm going to say that's about 1 cup and 3/4 of a cup. Okay, now with this mix, I'm going to use some chicken bouillon flavoring in here. Just a little bit for flavor. Just to give the dumplings a little flavor. I'm sprinkling about a teaspoon of chicken bouillon in this almost 2 cups of mix, as well as parsley, 3 shakes of parsley, just for appearance sake. So I'm putting actually about a teaspoon of parsley flakes in here, dry parsley flakes. I'm doing this in advance while the broth is getting ready, because it sits really well. If this sits for a while, it's really nice to roll it out and get a really good outcome for your dumplings. Okay, here I'm going to use about 1/4 of a cup of evaporated milk in here, and I've got 1 cup of just regular water, tap water. So I'm mixing this really well until it comes to where I'm going to be able to make it into a dough, a really good stiff dough. You guys don't have to do your dumplings this way. This is my method of doing it. I like to do it scratch, kind of like scratch. Some people make which I've done in the past, also made dumplings out of just regular canned biscuits. Okay, so now I'm gonna put some flour here on the board. Okay, now I can get this dough going. This is perfect. I can get the rest off my hands. Make sure you guys can see this. Okay, now we've got some really good, perfect dough for dumplings. Okay, so it's not sticky anymore. With the help of a little bit of flour. I remember it's just me, so I'm not fixing a whole lot. This is like almost 2 cups of the mix. But you want to make sure you get the dough nice and stiff. More stiffer than if you were doing tortillas. Okay, we've got some really good dough. Look at that. That's good. That is perfect. Take a look at this dough. That way you can see the parsley flakes and all in the way it's stretching out. That's some really good dough. It's ready to set for. Okay guys, now this is the baked chicken that I baked. I'm gonna get ready and take the meat off the bone. It's been baking that long. I think that baked for about 40 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes. You can see there. We got some really good just baked chicken. And once I finish taking this off the bone, we're going to add this to our dumplings. Okay, I'm back. And if you can remember, this pot level was up higher, the water that was in here. So right now it's ready for me to start to add, you see the water here. I'm going to go ahead, I still have the carcass in here, but at this time I'm going to go ahead and add my vegetables. And this is going to be the 1 cup of celery and the 3/4 cup of onions, 3/4 cup of bell peppers, 3/4 cup of carrots. I'm going to add all these in here. And look guys, you do not have to use this. This is my preference, but I like okra. So I'll put, that's like a 3/4 cup of okra. 2/3, I'm sorry, those are 2/3 cups. Those were not three. Okay. So on top of this, I'm going to be using basil. So I'm going to put about a teaspoon of basil in here. I did put black pepper in it when I got ready to boil it. I'm going to add just a little bit more of chicken base, about another teaspoon of it in here. And so I'll let this cook down. I'm going to be getting ready to roll out the tortillas in just a moment. I mean the tortilla dumplings. And as soon as we have this boiling, we get the vegetables nice and tender, I'll take the carcass out and we'll dump the dumplings in it. Now you got to remember one thing about fixing dumplings when it comes to chicken and dumplings. You need to roll the entire amount of dumplings that you're going to use for your recipe all at once, because we can't roll and then dump in, then roll again. So we're going to roll the entire amount of dumplings, and then we're going to dump them into a rapidly boiling broth. Catch you in a little bit. All right, now I'm back here and I'm getting ready to drop these dumplings off into this rapidly boiling water. You see how the water is turning over? So what I have here, I've rolled these out pretty thin. Let me show you how thin they are. They're about this thin. The dumplings. Almost as thin as it is if I was fixing tortillas. But see, the catch is, I roll them all at once. Now I'm going to sprinkle flour on top of these here. Okay, so now we're going to start. You see how rapid the water is boiling? That's why I say get ready. Make sure you get your dumplings ready. We're going to start dropping the dumplings in. Rapidly just dropping the dumplings in the boiling water. You know that sometimes people think that cooking from scratch or just foods from home is a lot of hassle. For one, when you're cooking chicken and dumplings, you have to worry about the chicken bones, the chicken package it comes in, you know, you have to put it in the trash, and then if you don't take the trash out immediately, it starts to smell your house up. Well, here's a cook tip for you guys. I always take it, as well as shrimp. I take my empty bones. I live in an apartment, so I don't take my trash out every day, plus some kind of handicap. So to prevent that, what I was talking about, the smell in your house, I take these items and I put them back in my freezer, including the empty chicken package. And as soon as I leave out of my house, then I will go ahead and make sure that I take them out of my freezer. And it cuts down on a lot of odor as well. So that's a cook tip for you guys that don't want to go through the hassle of that, thinking it's easier to just get something ordered up, But in essence, the way the economy is now, it's better for you to just prepare food from your own home. Do your own cooking. You know, use going out as a treat. Don't treat yourself every day. But okay, now, here we go. We've got this dumplings up in here. And y'all don't be hating on my pot. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you again, like I told my grandson. I love this pot. Don't be hating on my pot. My pot loves me. Okay, look at that. We got some dumplings going on. You got your vegetables and stuff up in there. And these cook a little while. I have a slurry. I mean, you got plenty of dumplings, but don't worry, they're gonna cook down a little bit. I've got a slurry of milk and flour on the side. I've got the chicken that I've already taken off the carcass and the bones from the baked chicken. So we're getting ready to get this underway. See what the flavors look like. Oh yeah, we got a really nice, strong, not real strong, but good chickeny flavor. I'm gonna turn this on low, medium, low, which is at 6 o'clock, as far as that goes. So when this cooks down, I'm gonna thicken it up with a little bit of beef slur. It's canned milk and flour. This is what it looks like. So I'm gonna thicken up a little bit. Then I'm gonna add my chicken. And I'm gonna come back and show you guys the end result of this wonderful chicken and dumpling stew. Get back with ya. Okay, the dumplings has gotten all nice and tender here in this favorite Chef LaWanda's pot. I'll leave my pot alone. Look, I got more pots, okay? I just love this pot. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna use you notice how the water is like, I'm gonna use just a little bit of this slur, which like I said before, it's just milk and flour. So I'm gonna use just a little bit of that to give it a little bit of thickness. Just a little bit. Sure, you won't need it all. It depends on how thick you really want it. I just want mine to be like in a soupy kind of way. This is so, yes. Love that flavor. Okay, now I've got my chicken that I've deboned. I'm going to put it in here. You talking about some chicken and dumpling stew? Baby, please. Ain't nothing but a thing. Not a thing, chicken wing. That's all it is. I'm telling you, ooh, wee, look at that. Good juices. I'm gonna let this simmer a little bit, but right now I'm gonna scoop me out a little bit so I can have a taste. And guess what? I'm getting ready to end this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the contents of this. It's a little something different as well, but I just wanted to show you what I could do with the white wing tortilla mix other than making tortillas, other than making a pie crust for it. It has many, many uses, and no, I am not being endorsed by them, but let's face it, we try to utilize everything we have in our kitchen. So note the tips that I've given you this evening, and until my next video, you click like. Please click like on this if you like it, and comment if you want to comment. If you want me to fix any other recipes for you, I will. I have a great meatloaf recipe coming up when my producer gets ready to upload it. I'm all about home cooking, y'all, down here in Texas. Okay, next time.